Hi everyone, in this video I'm just going to show you real quick how to use Google Slides to create a presentation. So first I'm just going to go to Create, and I'll create a presentation. And then I'll choose my template just like I did in PowerPoint. I'm just going to do this light gradient here. And then I can choose whether it's widescreen or just kind of a box. I'm just going to go widescreen. I'll go OK. And so now I've got my template ready, and I'm going to change the title here. I'll just change this to Favorite Animals. And just like in PowerPoint, I've got my title slide here. So I'm going to say My Favorite Animals. These are my favorite. So just like in PowerPoint, I can resize these boxes. I can move them around. I can rotate them like that, and I can change my fonts, all those sorts of things. So it looks pretty similar to the Google Docs or Google Spreadsheets interface at the top here. I've got all my most commonly used options, and then I've got drop downs right here. So same thing, if I want to create a slide, I will just hit plus, and then I've got my text. So I believe this one here is a list of my favorite animals. I click to add text here. So this actually doesn't default to using bullets, so if I go under more, it should show up. There we go, now I've got bullets. And so then I'll type my list up. Now one thing that's going to happen here is that as I type in here, I'm actually going past the size here. It doesn't auto-resize for me, so what I'll need to do is select all of this text and then just change the size, and I'll drop that down to maybe 24 or something like that. That way, there we go. That way it fits. I can shrink that over and then move it into the center here. All right. So same thing over here. I'm going to create a new slide with a different layout. So if I click this drop down, then I've got a few options here. There's not as many options as there are in PowerPoint, but at least I have the option. So I'm just going to create a blank slide here. And I can insert a text box just like in PowerPoint. So let's put a title in, and I'll just use my rabbit here. And I'll put another one off to the side to describe the rabbit. This is my rabbit description. And then if I want to insert an image, there's this little button right here. That is the insert image button. Or I can click insert, and then I have a bunch of different options as far as all the shapes and all sorts of stuff that I can insert. So either way, it doesn't matter. I'll go insert image. And it's asking me, do I want to upload an image, take a snapshot, or grab one by URL? So let's grab one by URL actually. And so here's the rabbit that I found initially online, and I'll grab the URL for that from Wikipedia. I'll go back and I'll say by URL. I'll paste that URL in the field here and then select. So this way I don't even need to upload the image. It just loads it directly from the internet. Because my presentation is on the internet and the image is on the internet, it should load quite quickly. And then I can resize that, put that over there. Let's make that smaller actually. And then I'll make my text bigger, like that, maybe 60, something like that. So the general look is I'm trying to replicate what I did in the PowerPoint video. So what I've got here is something very, very similar. And then I'll create my final slide. I'm just going to skip the tarsier, and then this time I'll say, center that, and I'll say thank you. Any questions? So you'll notice it is very similar to using PowerPoint. You don't have as many options. You can also do transitions as well. So if I click on this slide, the transition options show up on the right. And I only have fade. I only have about 5 of them, but fade's good enough. Let's do slide from left on that one. Let's do slide from right on that one. And I think we're done. So when we're ready to actually present this one, there's just a present button. So I'll go ahead and press that. So now I'm presenting, and let's actually start from the beginning. So I'm using the arrow keys again, and here's my transitions working. That looks good. Just close that up. Now the neat thing about this is when I'm done with it, I can download as, and I can put it off to PDF or PowerPoint. So what if I want to change the theme of my presentation? I'm just going to close this animations and theme choice. And here I go, I can just click on theme. And just like in PowerPoint, I can change it to the dark gradient, or I can change it to, let's change it to modern here. And I'll go OK. And then every presentation slide has changed to match that theme. And again, just like in PowerPoint, I'll need to move these things around and adjust them. So just be aware that when you're choosing a theme, make sure that that's the theme you want, and you don't really need to change it after that. Okay, so that's the basics of using Google Slides to create presentations.